hello, people. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hopes everyone had a fantastic Tuesday. Everyone's feeling great. And today on the agenda regarding Arsenal, we're gonna talk about the fact or question in this regard: is Arsenal ready for the season? Because the Premier League kickoff is in 3 days. Yes, you heard that right. 3 days, Friday, 8 p.m. UK time. Arsenal this season against Coventry at the Emirates. And 13 days till transfer window closes. And so far, well, for lack of a better word, we have not done much. Let's just put it that way. The outgoings are still a massive question mark. The incomings, will there be any? Will Arsenal sign someone? Will somehow we gonna improve ourselves? Still remain to be the big questions. Let's just put it that way. So, people, today, in a calmly fashion, let's just put it that way, we're going to sit here, we're going to talk, we're going to discuss, and we're going to see what is what. We're going to try to figure out what's going to happen. We're just going to share opinions around and all that good stuff. So, people, if you have not already, smash the like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and of course, don't forget to put your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings in the chat so we can tackle them, we can discuss them, and we can go from there. Bless up, Kwaja. Bless up. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Hope everything's fine with you. Hope you're feeling great. And yeah, smash the likes and subscribe. Smash the likes and subscribe, people. And yeah, it's a weird window at the moment. It's a very, very weird window. It's hard to tell, to be honest. Like many people are expecting for us to sign nobody. Let's just put it that way. At the same time, cannot help but shake the feeling that this could be a calm before the storm as well. I'm not gonna lie, because this could be a calm from the storm, because Arsenal obviously need to sell some players, obviously, to get some in. By the looks of things, it looks like potentially Jesus might be leaving to Napoli, of course. And all this stuff, let's just put it that way. And obviously depends, can Napoli sell enough players basically to get Jesus in? There are about Martinelli as well. There are some question marks, of course. And about incomings, I'm not gonna lie, it's quite quiet. It's radio silent regarding incomings, and that is a bit of a weird one. It's a very weird one. Obviously, there have been some reports suggesting that Arsenal basically are not giving any information, any inklings to any journalists, because they want to move in silence at the moment. They don't want anyone to hijack their deals, especially at this stage of the season. Let's just put it that way. But at the same time, you cannot help but wonder, will Arsenal are gonna sign anyone? Because it's a weird situation regarding everything. Because we have been linked with about 55,000 players. We have signed, well, 2 of them. Let's just put it that way. And it's a weird one, because Trossard has left. Tzolis has come in. So far, he has looked very, very good, to say the least. Let's see how he looks against Coventry. Bruno Guimarães, that goes without saying, has been a quite fantastic signing. But still, we are lacking. We need a defender. We need a left winger. We do arguably need a forward as well. And it's been genuinely quite silent on that regard. Might be due to because obviously Arsenal are keeping cards close to their chest, or we are actually in a situation where we need to sell to buy. And that does not sound like Arsenal at all. But at the same time, looking at the circumstances that we spend a lot of money without breaking pretty much anything in comparison over the last, let's just say, 6-7 years since Mikel Arteta has been here, it is definitely a bit of a worry. It's a bit of a worry that Arsenal could actually go into the season without signing anyone. Or in the last days, we could do some panic signings. And that, for me, is one of the biggest worries, no matter how you look at it. Massive questions to Andrea Berta, massive questions to Richard Garlick, Kroenkes, Arteta himself, because to sign a player to a degree, Arteta also needs to approve it, and it doesn't look like Arteta is approving anything. He's like denying everything. That's what it feels like. And to answer to straight up answer for, is Arsenal ready for the season? In my opinion, we are not. Yes, we are the most stable team. We are the most consistent team. We have not lost much. We have actually added to a degree into the team. So we are the most strongest position to win the league again. And do I believe we're going to win the league again? Yes, I do. But at the same time, it literally is. It can take 1-2 or injuries, and we could be looking at this from completely different lens, completely different perspective. And it could be panic stations. And that, for me, is one of the biggest worries and situation I would like to avoid to the maximum degree, no matter how you look at it. Bless up, Gutsy. Yeah, I don't think so, too. Genuinely, I don't think so, too. Genuinely doesn't feel like that. Bless up, Fusion is not jazz. You are not early. I'm late, actually, to be honest. You are not early. I am late myself. 4 likes, people. Keep smashing them. Let's get it to 10, 15, 20, 50. Let's get it done, people. Bless up, Hype Up Antagonist. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Big up, Single. Bless up. I mean, reports are coming out that Arsenal are going to do their best to sign Kenan Yildiz in the next few days. So let's pray. Yeah, there are lots of reports suggesting that Arsenal might be going for Kenan Yildiz. At the same time, Juventus has been very adamant that they are not selling Yildiz pretty much at any price. So go figure how that's going to resolve itself, because even though Juventus does not have Champions League this season and everything, you would think that they need money, right, to kind of be a bit more sustainable. We all know what situation Italian football is at, right? But at the same time, they think they can manage without selling him. And that for them to try to find replacement in general at this stage is almost impossible, like genuinely almost impossible. I think we look stable because every other team has a new manager. Yeah, every other team has a new manager. They're changing their teams quite drastically as well. We have pretty much every single core player with the team. We have added strength in terms of Bruno Guimarães. Tzolis so far looks fantastic as well. Let's just put it that way. And we have won the league, which at the moment is one of our biggest advantages, no matter how you look at it. Because if we didn't win the league last season, it would still be up in the air. You would think that we can basically screw it all up. Let's just put it that way. But since we have won the league, we can do it again. And to be honest, to a degree, looking at how other teams are looking, how the league is looking, Arsenal's biggest enemy, right? Arsenal's biggest rival at the moment during the season is, and there are no jokes about this, Arsenal themselves, looking at the current situation of the league and teams. Bless up. Thank you for bless up Poland every single time. Bless up Jakuim and all this stuff. Like genuinely, bless up Poland every single time. Hope you enjoy living in Poland as well, by the way. Hope you're enjoying Poland. I've been there a few times. It's actually pretty damn nice. Bless up Opportunity YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Big up Promise, the legend that is Promise Gaming. Hope you're doing well. It's the penultimate day, if I'm not mistaken. One more day left of work, unless you're already back at work because your boss called you in for some weird reason, I guess. But hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling fantastically well. And you are not late, by the way. You are not late. I started literally 7 minutes ago. Well, 8 minutes as of now. I was late myself, to be honest. Yeah, people as well. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. I agree with that, but it's a Serie A club, and would Kenan Yildiz not want to push for transfer? That's the thing. There are very, very contradicting reports regarding that. Some are saying Yildiz wants to stay. Some are saying that Yildiz potentially would push for the move, but only if Arsenal's interest is genuine and they start to put in bids, then he might push his way out the team. But at the moment, it's a very calm situation regarding Yildiz is okay with staying. He does not mind staying. Juventus doesn't want to sell as well. Arsenal have not put in a bid to even test the waters and rock the ship, because according to reports from Gazzetta dello Sport and all these places, Toto Mercato and all the, like, it would Juventus would not consider even a sell for 100 million pounds, euros, which is about 90 million pounds. So for Arsenal to even try to rock the ship, it will take over 100 million to actually try to have a shot even at trying to sell him, to get him at the club, to be honest. Bless up, Sayed. Bless up, my bro. Bless up. Big up, Insomniac. Big up, Pause. The fraud doesn't want to redirect here. Who? Bless. Are the Yildiz news? No, they still persist. There are more, let's just put it that way, ITKs and tier 3 type of sources suggesting that Arsenal are gonna go back in for him. There are more suggestions even that it's gonna be very, very interesting regarding Arsenal. He's apparently Arteta's now again another new #1 target, because for Arsenal, for some weird reason, these #1 targets change like socks at the end of the day. Every single day, every single situation, we get new #1 target. which is very confusing and very weird if we are looking from that perspective, right? At the same time, God knows, because there have been no concrete reports or evidence that Arsenal realistically have a #1 target at the moment. Maybe a defender more than anything, because we all know that Arteta loves defenders and he loves to play from defense up. But overall, yeah, Poland's okay and good at train today. I've been here for 7 years. I love Poland. Bigger. Yeah, 7 for a very long time, to be honest. 7 years is a long time. Like, do you live in Warsaw, Wrocław? Well, depending obviously where you live, but yeah, definitely Poland's a very nice place. As I said, been there multiple times, traveled through, stayed there a few times. It's a very nice place, especially if you find the right spots basically to visit and travel. So definitely. Bless up, Devlin. Bless up, my bro. Another good stream as always, bro. Big up. It's let's just put it that way. It had its ups and downs today, because at work it's genuinely a mayhem at the moment. Let's just put it that way. We'll see how that's gonna resolve itself, because that one way or another it's gonna influence me and it's gonna affect me. And to be honest, not for the good as well. Let's just put it that way. I'm ready for the new season, but I'm still hoping we sign a left winger and a center back or a right back. I would assume you mean that can. Oh yeah. In my opinion, we need a left winger definitely, and we need a center back as well. At least those two. With forwards, depends, but ultimately I think forward in a way, and this will sound very weird coming especially from me, I think forward specifically a #9 should not be kind of the most main target, so to speak. For me personally, it should be a left winger and a center back. It's a very weird situation, but the more I look into Arsenal's team, the more I look at it compared to other seasons, look at how we play and the market and everything. I think we should sign a left winger and a center back, and then if we can actually manage to scrounge a few pounds, then we should be looking at the #9, ironically enough. Latvian, please get Yildiz. Bro, you know I don't have that type of money, right? You know I don't have that type of money, right? I don't make money here and in real life as well. Obviously, everyone's underpaid. If we get Yildiz, I will name my next cat after him. Mark my words. So your cat is going to be called Kenan? Yildiz looks okay. His games with Turkey, he looks like he has cold feet. Yeah, it was weird. It definitely is weird. Before the national team, definitely, and Turkey underperformed so heavily, and they looked very shockingly at the World Cup as well. So how that, like, I don't know. There are many players who look great for national team, but much worse than for the club they play. Then there are players who look fantastic for the club they play, and they look bang average for the national team they play at. And obviously, there are players who suck at both, and there are players who look great at both. And to be honest, at the moment, looking at Yildiz, he looks better for Juventus than he looks for national team. Like I would argue, Arda Güler looks better in the national team at the moment. Yildiz squad at Skelly 2.0, no chance in hell. First things first. Second of all, time only will tell. Arsenal's around the world. Yeah, bless up. 33 years and counting. Damn. Bless up South Africa. 33 years as a gunner. Oh, that's a very long time. Very long time, to be honest. You've seen a lot. You definitely seen a lot. I live in Warsaw, to be precise. So you live in the capital. And very nice, especially if you live somewhere near outskirts of Warsaw. Definitely, then it's fantastic. Mosquera looks very good. Yeah, Mosquera looks very decent. Very decent. To be honest, Mosquera has looked very decent, minus few silly tackles and silly errors here or there due to lack of experience. Maybe some panic situations. He basically, when he gets caught in between his own ideas and mind, a few times, right? But overall, he's been quite great for especially for 17 million pound signing. He's been phenomenal. If you look for the price tag compared to the output, right? And at the moment he also looks great, but it does not matter in a way that it's short. We are too short still, no matter how you look at it. In my opinion, we are a bit too short. After watching a lot of tier 1 Spanish streams for the last 24 hours, I'm confident Berta will get Alvarez deal over the line, and most probably on the deadline day to add extra hype. You really think so? You really think Andrea Berta is gonna get Alvarez, especially since today Simeone himself and the Atletico Madrid's president himself came out and said that Alvarez is staying at Atletico Madrid and he's not leaving, especially after that. I don't think big up Daniel. I don't think if Arsenal will sign it. Yeah, it feels a bit that way. It definitely feels a bit that way. The lack of action, the radio silence of pretty much everyone definitely feels that way. But at the same time, if you look how Arsenal have signed some of their best players over the years, it has come when Arsenal have been radio silent, and then boom, out of nowhere they signed someone. That's how we got Timber, to be honest, as well. But we'll see. We'll see. That is my biggest worry, that we are not going to sign anyone, and on near deadline day or on the deadline day, it is going to be panic settings, and we're going to loan in Mudryk or Rashford or somebody like that, and then we're going to make a random loan for center back. Bless up into the box. Bless up. I'm good. Subscribe to the legend that is Promise Gaming, people. If you have not already, drop him a sub, drop him a like, drop him love, the legend of this chat as well and on this channel. Bless up. Between Yildiz and Alvarez, I would be happy if we get Alvarez. Yildiz, not so much. That's the thing. It strictly depends. For me personally, the bigger necessity in this regard, I would actually argue, is left wing than actually the out-and-out forward. For me, if I rank the positions Arsenal need to sign, it is left wing, center back / right back, and then it's only the forward. It's a weird thought process, but as I said, over the days, thinking about it, comparing to other years, comparing to how we play and everything, I kind of have come to that conclusion. Obviously, people will disagree, but yeah, it's a weird situation, especially coming from me, who has pushed for Arsenal to revamp their attack for the longest time. Bless up, Dr. Seymour Butts. Bless up the butt doctor. He sees more butts than most people in this world in their lifetime. Bless up, doctor. Yeah, 8 p.m. UK on Friday, people. Be there. What's weird is my fiancée, who is a diehard Juventus. Ooh, is so strongly believed that Yildiz is going to sign for Arsenal eventually. Interesting. Even Juventus fans are starting to feel the pressure. Under pressure. I was 7 years old when I became a gunner. I have seen the best and the worst. Yep, and our team, 20 years of heartbreak and the joys. Yep, I've been an Arsenal fan for 24 years. 24, and I also have seen the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, the pain and the success and everything. And definitely, it has not been an easy road. Let's just put it that way, especially in the last 2 decades or so. Definitely. Facts, left wing's priority, and the defender who comes. Exactly. In my opinion, it goes like that in a way. The thing is, though, in regards of links, it's nothing. It's mostly ITK's tier 3 type level sources that basically are talking about Yildiz, are talking about Konsa, even though Konsa feels like is more realistic than Kwanzaa. Apparently, Konsa is the #1 defensive target. Kwanzaa is also admired as the backup option just in case. Weirdly enough, we have not heard anything about Singo, De Bust, or players like that, which is a bit of a travesty, because there are many players who tend to flow under the radar, specifically for Arsenal, let's be real. Then they sign for another club, and all of a sudden everyone says, well, why did Arsenal not sign him? He looks like a brilliant player. But at the same time, if you go to different type of streams regarding Arsenal, many of us mention those players, but Arsenal somehow don't sign them. They look other ways. They have their other criteria how they decide who to sign. I'm super optimistic, Rob, according to tier 1 Patreon streams and meetings with Richard Garlick, Burton, Apollo Sports Capital took place at start of the window. Another one is due to this week, I pray. Yeah, according to my neighbor's Nan's goldfish that was married to the next door neighbor's what's its face, cat, and they had a baby which was a dog. Apparently Arsenal are signing Yildiz, basically. This is how it goes. Blessed up Kiert, and Berta has pressure to get and sell some players before the end of the window. Yep. Berta at the moment, he basically is in a bit of a predicament, because for him to come out as a winner out of this transfer window, right? And Arsenal come out as winners from this transfer window. we need to sign 2-3 players, and we need to sell about 4-5 players. And I personally don't see Arsenal doing that. It's very hard for Andrea Berta, basically, for sake of argument, 1.5 windows, so to speak, to fix Edu's mess he created over numerous years. Let's just put it that way, with the players he has signed, with the wages and everything, right? At the same time, he is one of those guys I would trust to do it. The thing is, for Arsenal at this stage, the patience for fans must be a thing. The issue with Arsenal is they cannot afford to be patient. They need to get them off books ASAP, because the amount of money we play to specific players over the course of a season or calendar year is so ginormous that we genuinely could afford to sign about 2 players for that price. That is one of the biggest issues. You say you are not a betting man, but talk with so much conviction about let's have a bet for charity. Overall, I'm not a betting man at the end of the day. Feels like they gave Bert the summer off. Feels that way, but apparently he's working behind closed doors, as they say. He's working behind closed doors. Oh, Openda has scored against Lyon. Let me check. How does this look? How did Openda score? Nice pass around. Dink near box. Over the top. Give me a sec. Openda, touch, cross, and Openda makes it 1-0 for Fenerbahce. I think we might have to rip up some contracts, especially Jesus can't see Napoli paying. That's the thing. Apparently, they have no issues with that, because about a month ago or so, it was reported that Napoli would take Jesus if they managed to sell Lukaku, Noah Lang, and somebody else. Let me check. There is a player they still need to sell about 5. They need to sell about 3 players. Apparently, they are willing to pay him the wages he wants. They are willing to pay Arsenal what they want, but they need to sell. They already have sold Lukaku, right? They need to sell Noah Lang, and they need to sell Lorenzo Luca, a center forward from that came back from loan from Nottingham Forest. Like, they need to sell those 3, and apparently after that, they actually might get it done. Ironically enough, which is kind of nuts. So PSG is willing to take 5 to 110 million for Barkley, and report says he favors a move to London. I cannot even pronounce that. Don't want to pronounce that. Said it today on the Daily Transfer Show. I don't trust it. I don't trust it whatsoever, because it came out from, and let me check this, from AFC Amden. Let me check. It came out from AFC Amden. That's basically account that talks about Arsenal transfers and crap like that, right? In his bio, he openly admits that he is Mikel Arteta propaganda unit. First things first, and it's literally in his bio, right? And it does not seem too reliable. Like, obviously, it's a vague rumor. It's a yellow page story, so it is what it is. Can see us keep Martinelli if we don't sign a proper left winger. The thing is, what I want to say. The thing is, Arsenal are gonna sign left winger only if they sell Martinelli. It's kind of vice versa. Let's just put it that way. It's vice versa. It should be other way around. It's other way around, so to speak. But Martinelli has openly come out and said he doesn't want Galatasaray. He wants only top 5 leagues. And if he leaves, allegedly, he wants even a bigger pay increase. From £180 a week, he wants like £200 a week. And there are literally nothing, and no one who would be stupid enough to offer that, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, right? So that's the case. We either going to keep Martinelli, either is going to stay because he's also okay with staying. We're either going to have Martinelli for the season, or Arsenal will sell Martinelli and then they're going to sign someone. It's somehow, it's a weird situation. Fenerbahce's squad is stacked. Absolutely. Even if you look at Fenerbahce's squad, let me check. Let me check this Fenerbahce squad because it's absolutely stacked. Ederson in goal, Brown, Ake, Skriniar, and Semedo at the back. Guendouzi and Kante in the midfield. Aktürkoğlu, Talisca, and Mason Greenwood in the midfield and attacking three. And then Muriqi up top. That squad is insane. And if you look at the bench as well, there is Marco Asensio, Romelu Lukaku, there is, what's his face, Elmas, Aiden as well, and Mulder. Like, they have proper squad. Saying that, Lyon's squad does not look that bad as well, especially with Fofana, with Openda, with Tolisso, Niakate. Maitland-Niles is playing right back, by the way, for Lyon, and is on the brink of getting into Champions League, by the way. Let's not forget that as well. I think we should just pay 70 million plus Martinelli for Yildiz. I don't think Juventus wants Martinelli. That is the big thing. Because for these type of deals to happen, the other team needs this. They must want the player. Let's just put it that way. Bless up the assembled. Bless up, bro. This mess was created when we appointed the first sporting director when Arsenal arrived at Emirates. Edu isn't the only person. Oh, definitely. Edu has made it a bit worse. Let's just put it that way. Edu and Arteta set out to fix the mess, but in the process, ironic, isn't it? They have created even bigger mess to a degree. Let's just put it that way. Since David Dean, to be honest, left, it's been a massive issue. Jamal Musiala's recent Instagram post is mad. I feel sorry for the guy. Yeah. Don't hijack Barcola, bro. We are not Chelsea. I don't want Barcola at this club, ironically enough, by the way. Blessed up social joins. Bless up. Good. Let's go, champ. One in, one out. Exactly. Martinelli knows he won't get same pay elsewhere. He will sit right on the contract down. And this, for me, this is one of those big problems at the moment, because he either leaves next season after this season for free, or Arsenal are going to exercise the year option they have in Martinelli's contract in hopes that they can sell him. The issue with that is they are not going to get the money for Martinelli unless he has a blinding season that they can get right now, because people will know even more that we are desperate to get rid of him. It doesn't have to be Martinelli. If Jesus leaves, we can get the winger. Yeah, we can get the winger or a forward. By the way, speaking of Martinelli as well, today I read another Yellow Page story, of course, as always, tier 3, tier 4 type sources, Yellow Pages, that Aston Villa and Unai Emery are interested in Martinelli. Can you imagine Martinelli going to Aston Villa, for example? To Emery, who discovered him, let's be real, who brought him to Arsenal. I kind of feel like he actually would ball out under Emery, especially with Watkins going and everything. I don't understand why can't we sell Madueke? City and Spurs need a winger. Please give me 60, 70 million. That's the thing. Who in their right mind between City and Spurs are going to sign Madueke? Because Arsenal signed it from Chelsea, who was the third or fourth choice right winger at Chelsea, first things first. Second of all, City, well, they're not dumb. They're not going to sign him. Second of all, Spurs, they're not going to sign an Arsenal player, are they? They much rather spend 80, 90 million on Savio. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, Turkish League are stepping up, especially with the new laws of 20% tax and decreases and everything, and tax-free even. It's actually wild. If we get Yildiz and one defender, yeah, we will walk this league. To be honest, we are not that far from walking this league right now, but we need a bit of a depth to be even more confident into this. Tzolis can also play right wing if Saka is out and Noni is stinking out the gaff. That's the thing. In Arteta's eyes, Noni never stinks. Bless up, Bruno Guimarães. Bless up, bless up. Alvarez has rejected Arsenal. Like, I don't want him even here anymore. I'm glad we didn't get him. No one is coming into my team if they don't want the badge. Exactly. For me, the biggest problem with Alvarez is the fact that even if we signed him, right? In about 2 years' time, he's going to demand and force Arsenal's hand for us to sell him to Barcelona. Like that for me, I don't want that. I want a player who wants to be here, who wants to play for the badge and everything. 15 likes, people. Bless up, everyone. Keep smashing them, annihilating them, destroying them. Bless up. Let's get it to 20, 30 likes, people. This manager wants to sell Jesus, Martinelli, and keep Noni. Yeah, make it. Exactly. He wants to sell Jesus, Martinelli. He wants to sell Vanieri and players like that, but he wants to keep Madueke. Make it make sense. And mostly because of defensive work, right? Some of the players are holding us hostage. Yeah, big time. And Arsenal, unfortunately, feels like Arsenal is too nice of a club in a way to force a player out of the club. Because there have been Saudi interest, there has been, in quite a few of our players. And the player just openly comes out and says, I don't want to go to Saudi. And Arsenal are, well, okay, it means nothing. Okay, I'm cool with that. But when I look at other teams like Chelsea, like City, like United, and all these teams, cannot help but feel like they actually forced the player himself to move to Saudi in a way. Personally, I think Barkley is overrated, in my opinion, definitely. He had the flashy feet, but looks at his finishing rate exactly, and we saw it firsthand at Arsenal against us in the with PSG. Yeah, people, please remember to like the stream and subscribe, as Promise is saying. Give me a sec. I don't even want money for Madueke. Just get Bless up, Mr. Stormtrooper. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Hope you're doing well. Arteta has his favorites, but if he was generally ruthless, he would make these moves ASAP. Exactly. And that was what Arteta was preaching when the window just opened. He said that in this transfer window specifically, we will have to make tough, uncomfortable decisions. I'm not gonna lie, haven't seen a single one yet. On top of that, he said, we want to be quick and direct and progressive and active in the market. Again, we have seen none of that in this market. Make it make sense. Make it make sense at the end of the day. Noni is the only ish player I will see sell, to be honest, even if it's 50. I saw some report if City is asking 100 million for Savio. Is mad. Exactly. City can get about 70 to 100 million for Savio. You can get 100 million for Neto. Chelsea can do that. They can sell all these guys who have done pretty much nothing for the club and in general for 100 plus million. Yet Arsenal cannot even get 60 million for Martinelli, who is a Premier League winner, who has had a decent World Cup, who was good for us in Champions League. We cannot get nothing for any of our players. We cannot even get 50. We cannot even get 60 million for Vanieri if we decide to sell him. Like, make it make sense. Because all this time, he has potential, proven English and all this stuff. But as soon as Arsenal try to sell, those rules don't apply. When Arsenal try to buy from other teams, it's instantly 50% tax increase on any price. Bless up, Albo. Bless up, Albo. Hope you're doing well today, brother. Noni is really starting to Amoni. Just starting? Arsenal, hurry up with the signings and the sales. Exactly. Hurry the F up. We don't move like a big club. Exactly. Yes, we have signed Bruno Guimarães. Phenomenal. But overall, looking at this, we are Premier League champions who in the transfer window are moving like a nearly promoted side at the end of the day, on which just makes no sense to me. Yeah, we have won the Community Shield. Let's hope we can win more. Will there be more players on the bench? Should be 22 players in the squad, I feel. I think we need 25 or something. There's 25-man squads and everything. For me, yes. For me as well. Despite it's Arteta unfortunately played Bruno CDM and Rice box to box. Should be all other way around. Yeah, but we'll see how this is going to go. Because Arteta will mix and match throughout the season, I think. It's going to be at some point Bruno Rice. It's going to be then Rice Bruno. It's going to be Rice Skelly, Guimarães Skelly. He's going to mix and match. I definitely starting to feel that way because, to be honest, Skelly together with Bruno Guimarães look phenomenal together. Again, one-off game, but it is what it is. That's all we have to go from, to be honest. Left wing, all We all want Yildiz. Not all, but many people. The majority wants Yildiz, apparently. And realistic and quality left wing, I'll have the Sheljup as well is very decent. Yes, the Norwegian left wing. Or what Arteta will do, sign a center back and a striker and use Eze on the left wing. The thing is, Arteta might sign only a center back, and that's about it. Then with players still here as a result of disgustingly high wages. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that is a big problem. Bless up, Quaja. Bless up for the kind words. Bless up everyone in the chat as well, people. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. If you have not already, people, smash the likes and subscribe. I have said I don't want to overpay for players, but I'm ready to splash the cash on Yildiz. That's the thing. Yildiz is not for sale. Juventus have said that adamantly for the longest time. 100 million euros are not going to get the job done. For us to even try to do this, we have to put in like 110 million bid. Now, for Arsenal, knowing Arsenal, we're going to start off with 80 million. That is the biggest problem. With this, in this situation where we have no time, with limited time, with time running out for both teams, because they will have to find a replacement as well, by the way, Arsenal instantly has to go in with like proper offer. Like, we cannot dilly-dally about this, like genuinely. Looks like Mosquera will be starting. No center back here yet. Well, give it time. Give it time. Apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, somewhat reliable these days, let's just put it that way. Arsenal want to sign by September 1st a left winger at least and a center back at least. Which Arsenal players is worth more than we bought them for. Apart from Saliba, Martinelli, who ironically Emery signings were possibly Raya, Gabriel Magalhaes. I just put it Gabriel Magalhaes. Would argue Timber, but again, injuries, that definitely is a question mark right now. Would argue Declan Rice. We could get more than 105 million for Declan Rice. Besides that, maybe Zubimendi, depending on who is buying. Maybe Calafiori, again, depending on who is buying, because this strictly depends who is buying, because if Napoli is buying, no chance in hell. If Saudis are buying, oh yes, give me please. Like, it also strictly depends. And obviously, Raya goes without saying. Let's just put it that way. I would say Mosquera as well, by the way. Mosquera definitely is worth more than 17 million pounds at the moment, just without shadow of a doubt. Let's just put it that way. Who else is there? No one else, to be honest. Skelly, Vanieri, Dauman don't count. Hincapié is a 50-50. We just signed Hincapié. Like, it's again 35 million pounds and everything. We definitely could get about 60 for him. Definitely, I think, if we actually manage to sell properly. If we got Osimhen, that will push Jesus to leave. He's falling down the ranks and has one wooden leg like a part. We are not getting Osimhen. First things first. Bless up. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hope you're feeling great as well. Fabrizio Romano confirms Arsenal star is moving closer to exit. That is only Jesus. Like, it means nothing. 3 days till first game of Premier League and hardly anyone in. And sales too. Yeah, and that is a big worry. We definitely need to get a move on. Time is of essence right now because time is running out. It's not like we have infinite time. Time is slowly but steadily running out. 13 days till window closes. 3 days till Premier League kicks off. Like, TikTok. I will pay 120 million for Yildiz. I assume you mean pounds. Yeah, you mean pounds. Okay. If we don't sign anyone this week, it means no big names are joining this window. Not necessarily. Obviously, that will give an indication, bigger chances than not, it's going to be the way, or maybe a loan. But not necessarily. We definitely can be a nuts team and do something on near deadline day. We have done it before, and we could do it again. I just don't see us being able to seal a deal for a player like Yildiz with only 7 days left before the window closes. The thing is, with most of these players, it's not the personal terms. It's none of this. It's mostly Arsenal just dragging their feet and haggling over the price. Once the time basically starting to run out, just watch. If Arsenal will really want Yildiz, you will instantly see a massive bid going in, and one that Juventus arguably will not be able to refuse potentially. Like, it could happen instantly like that. Yeah, the whole market definitely feels sluggish, apart from certain teams just splashing because they're in panic mode or they're rebuilding. Yeah, in general, yeah, definitely. We have all this money and yet we still haven't covered all positions. Yeah, and it's been 7 years, by the way. That is the nuts part. We just don't sell our best players, just how it is. Because well, we cannot afford to sell them. Because think about it. If we sold Saliba, we have no replacement like that level and long term. If we sell Gabriel, long term, maybe Hincapié over time, but overall with partnership he has with Saliba, no chance. If we sell Raya, who is gonna be replacement? Pretty much impossible for the way Arsenal want to play. Same goes with Rice and players like that. And obviously, if we talk about Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke, and these guys, those are Arteta love child, so they are not gonna leave anyways. It's starting to look like he's gonna go, definitely. Starting to look that way. Noah Lang has been linked with Galatasaray these days, so he might leave. And as soon as they open up space for enough wages, he might go. Ethan is closing on exit. The name was missing. Yep. That could be the Arsenal star, by the way. Osman, what would he bring to the table? Goals, not with this system. That's the biggest drawback to anyone who we sign up front. In this system, in this style, in this system, in this style. And that is with every single goddamn player, unfortunately. What's your prediction for top 6 in correct order? Correct? There is no correct order. This is just my prediction of the order. First, Arsenal. Second, Liverpool. Third, City. No. Third, United. Fourth, City. Fifth, Chelsea. And sixth, Aston Villa. What, just leave it to deadline day and we get an average player? Well, it's going to be Sterling settings in it. Like, we're going to sign Mudryk on loan on deadline day. Or we're going to pay Nico Williams a release clause or something stupid like that. We have not heard anything about Nico Williams, by the way, in recent times. Yeah, and if Raya suffers a season-long injury and end of days, yeah, it's just shut the league down instantly. Like, as much as Melia has been decent for a few games in preseason, over the course of the next 60-odd games, I don't trust him for consistency purposes alone. Fenerbahce scored, apparently. Yes, they have. Fenerbahce has scored 1-1. It was Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood has made it 1-1 in the start of the second half. Mason Greenwood. I actually think we win the league again. City look crap. I think we're going to win the league again. That is my expectations. We're going to win the league again. This could be the first time in Premier League history Arsenal go back-to-back leagues, and I kind of believe we are going to do it as well. Arsenal, in my opinion, are strengthening the... Oh, yes, they are. That is definitely the thing. They are. They definitely are doing that. Transition year. I don't think it's just going to be 1 year. I think it's going to be 2 years. And it's not just for City. It's for Liverpool as well. For Chelsea, it's God knows what's going on there, to be honest, and United as well. Like, it's nuts. Mudryk is 24? 25. Mudryk is 25. Someone asked Arteta, how will you defend the title? He said, we are going to attack the title. Similar statement by Odegaard after Charity Shield match. We are going to attack the title. That's just, like, are we going to attack? No chance. Like, with this attack, to be honest, the best way to compensate Arsenal's, let's just say, lack of defensive stability for the sake of an argument without Saliba for this extended period of time would be actually going out in the attack and scoring goals. But with this attack and the way we play, I just don't see it happening unless Arteta just destroys his handbrake and lets everyone loose. You know what made my day? We beat City in the Community Shield. Donnarumma getting sat down like, yeah. Odegaard absolutely humiliated Donnarumma in that regard. That was a beautiful thing to watch. Definitely, that was a fantastic thing to watch, to say the least. It was a beautiful thing. Genuinely beautiful thing. I'm just checking Arsenal news, and there literally are no Arsenal transfer news, which is actually kind of wild when you think about it. With 3 days left till season kicks off, with 13 days in transfer window left, we literally are not in for anyone based on the proper based on big reporters, because one thing is tier 2 sources, tier 3 sources. Other thing is when Ornstein or somebody else like that talks about it. And until one of them start to even saying something, I'm not going to indulge anything at the moment. It's definitely a big issue right now. I think the City players don't respect Maresca. Might be the case. Might be the case. Apparently Newcastle going into, yeah, I read that. The Newcastle going into sign Nico Gonzalez. Even Doku is injured. They need another midfielder and the winger at least after Buadi. And they have spent already like 300 million in the market. Like, can they sign, for example, what's its face? Can they just sign Madueke or something? He could be. He could be one of the favorites if everything doesn't go as City have planned. He could be definitely one of the favorites for the sack. Let's just put it that way. He definitely could be one of them. What about Mudryk? Nah. I keep that guy away from us as far as possible. Arsenal always play well when the sun is out. There is no pressure. Well, that's the thing we call solar guard, because Odegaard only performs when the sun is out. When we play during nighttime, it's curtains. They seem to run. It definitely looking a bit dodgy for City at the moment. And suddenly, boom, we sign with, like, don't even joke about this. By the way, people, don't forget to like and subscribe as well, people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You have been legends so far. Keep pushing the like button. Keep subscribing. Let's see what else is happening. Let's see. Ooh, interesting. Brighton have signed David Promise from Saint-Gallen. So that's going to be interesting. Wait, let me check the goal that Greenwood scored. Nice pass back to Koglu. Cut inside, 100%. Oh, no. Yep, cut inside. Shoots. Far corner. Top bins. Beautiful finish. Beautiful finish. Mason Greenwood. One thing that really bothers me, though, today, and that is something I tweeted out as well during work hours, is the fact that people and these transfer ITKs just cannot shut up about Miles Lewis-Skelly. They still talk about as if Arsenal have offered Skelly to United and all this stuff. And it's really not per se pissing me off or bothering me, but I don't like it. Genuinely. I know Miles Lewis-Skelly is staying, in my opinion, right? And everything. He's Arsenal through and through. Haaland loves Arsenal, won the league and everything. But the sheer fact that it gets still talking about, it's absolutely insane, if you ask me. Like, why they just cannot put it to rest? They still saying that our Skelly has been offered to United. No, he has not. Like, who even puts stuff like this out? Semenyo was wasted on the right wing. We should have signed him in the first place in January. Or the year before, we should have signed Kvaratskhelia. Do you think Balogun will sign for Milan? No, I don't think so. Don't see it happening, especially if they sign Savio. Don't see it happening. And if it does happen, I wish him all the best, but not against us. Balogun is one of those players I was hoping, praying that Arteta gives him a chance. But what he did, first chance he got, just shipped him off to Sturm Graz. Like, not Sturm Graz, shipped him off to Monaco. Like, insane, to be honest. We could have done with Balogun right about now as well, by the way. Some player, Diego Moreira, went for 50 million from Strasbourg to AC Milan, but they want option to buy for 1 year. It's shameful. Exactly. Madueke, yeah, somehow that's the nuts part. It is bizarre. It's very bizarre. It's insane, borderline. Like, absolutely insane, to say the least. Like, I just don't get it. Why, how, what, when, and why, and all this stuff. It just makes no sense to me personally. Prediction for Friday, 2-0. I think it's going to be more. I no disrespect to Coventry, but I think it's going to be more. Ethan had his chance at Marseille and he blew it. Well, he did not blow it. He genuinely got such bad luck because he was actually very, very good when De Zerbi was here, but that was literally for 4 games. Then the new manager came in, and overall he played him for less minutes than he played under De Zerbi. Like, it makes no sense. Like, he got very unlucky with that. And the nuts part is, Arteta praised him throughout the preseason, put him sky high to 14th of August, 2 days before the Community Shield. Arteta has come out and said, I want Ranieri at this club and all this stuff. Community Shield happens. Fabrizio comes out and says, Ranieri is set to leave Arsenal as planned weeks ago. Not days ago, weeks ago. Yeah, he preferred Nketiah over Balogun. We sold Balogun and gave him Nketiah 100 grand a week. Good business, isn't it? Very good business. Prediction from me is 4-0. I'd say it's going to be like 4-1, something like that. But once we get to Thursday, we're going to do a preview. On Friday, we are doing a watch-along. Still plans are in place for Friday to do the first ever proper watch-along on this channel. Arsenal versus Coventry pre-game game live watch-along. So we'll see how this is going to go and how this is going to happen. So people, if you have your time off and you want to join, bless up everyone in the chat if you join. 3-1 Arsenal, see? I think this might be the last season for Madueke. It might be the last season for quite a few players if they do not show up. Saying that, he's not the first player you have thought about it, right? Think about it. It's not the first player you have thought and said, this surely is the last season of player so-and-so at this club. Yet somehow a season, 2, 3 seasons later, they are still at the club. Not the first time, is it? Not the first time. I asked Tom Canton if the contact happened last year or recently, and he said recently. Wait, regarding who? Wait, what bit? Oh, he released this rumor, so he will definitely double down for it. Madueke should never have left PSV. True, he should have stayed there for at least 2 seasons and then should have gone to Italy. That's just my opinion. Question. Random question. Would you sell Martinelli? Like, everyone's going to say yes to that, first things first. But would you sell Martinelli to Aston Villa? Would you sell Martinelli to Aston Villa, let's just say, for £55 million? Something in those lines. £55 million. Would you sell Martinelli to Aston Villa and Unai Emery? Bless up, MRMK. Bless up, brother. No, all good, all good. I was late myself. I started the stream 22 minutes past 10. Yes to Martinelli at Villa. See? The thing is, this is going to sound weird, right? But I can fully see if he goes to Aston Villa, he is going to look fantastic there. Because Emery signed him in the first place, right? He used him as a number 9. He was great there. So wouldn't be surprised with Rodgers gone, with Watkins going to Saudi, if I'm not mistaken. That could be the case. United reporter spreading these Skelly rumors. It's United's one and Tom Canton, Arsenal fan. We sell Madueke next year for 13 million. With the fact that he's on 150 grand a week, would not surprise me, I'm not gonna lie. If he stays longer, we'll sell him for 20. Exactly. We'll have Garnacho, though. Why would they need a Martinelli? Bro. Madueke is better than Garnacho. And Martinelli is better than Madueke, in my opinion. So that just... Garnacho, oh my God. Yes, 55 million for Martinelli, 50, 60 for Konsa to Arsenal. Fair trade, yeah. Something in those lines. Take 55 and run, change the bank account, change the number, blocked and everything. No backsies. The news about MLS was initially just a discussion about which clubs MLS would ideally play for. It was then exaggerated and blown out proportion by Arsenal here. It was not. It was actually and physically reported by a United source from football.london and Tom Canton, football.london. Like, it's actually nuts. Garnacho is the worst and most inconsistent. Like, it's nuts. Unless we have a replacement, that's the thing. Only way we're gonna sign a left winger is if Martinelli goes. Only way. So we need to sell him to get a new left winger. I can see keeping Madueke is staying until he's could be the case, or he's gonna go for like 15-20 million again. He'll be pissed and motivated. Exactly. He would be. The thing is, at this stage, at this current situation, if we sell anyone, right? Wanyiri, for example, should be our biggest sale. Then Martinelli, but it's not going to happen like that. It won't be a thing, in my opinion. Definitely won't be a thing. In my opinion, it depends how Madueke performs this season. If good, Arteta probably won't sell him. Exactly. Only way Madueke is going to go for some proper amount is if he has a blinding season. The same can be said about Martinelli, because Martinelli is entering his last year of the deal. Right? At the same time, Arsenal have a year option on him. So don't be surprised if we don't sell him right now and he stays till the end of the season. Arsenal exercise their year's option and try to sell him then. And let's be real, if we are now getting 35 to 40 million offers for him, we're gonna get much less after next summer. I think Arsenal, United, and City have been disappointing in the market. United actually have made some Tielemans, to be honest, only, if you ask me. So kind of agree with that. With City just have signed players in hopes that it's gonna work now or for the future. The thing is, in situation that Man City have built themselves up to, they have no luxury of time. You either win now or you get sacked, or you get sold and somebody else comes in. Might maybe not be the case with Boadi and Anderson, but some of them definitely. Martinelli in the final third, like, now that's Madueke. Martinelli is just straight up speedboat without a driver. City just spent out their bang average midfielder. To be honest, I wouldn't say Boadi is bang average. I would say Boadi at Arsenal. Emery will make Martinelli good like he did at Exactly. That is my biggest worry. Deadline day triggering Martinelli's contract extension could be something in those lines. Then he will have 2 years on the deal and Arsenal can try and get more money. But I don't see that happening as well. I think if Martinelli survives this summer and then he survives the January window, then Arsenal might exercise that option. Let's just put it that way. Oh, yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Boadi, that will be a different story. And Anderson should just no. Like, that type of money for Anderson, oh my God, did they overpay? Well, obviously, it's good for Nottingham Forest, but overall, just yikes and a half, to say the least. See? Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Richard Garlick on Arsenal and their transfers. Arsenal CEO Richard Garlick. We're always looking to improve our squad. As I say, we are not going to sit here and say job done. We'll always be looking to see that options. We've got to improve the squad. There's still a couple of weeks left. Well, there's less than 2 weeks left, so don't hold your breath, brother, on that one. Right? In the window to go, so if the right opportunity comes up, then we will explore it. If the right opportunity comes up, how about you make your own goddamn luck? Make your own opportunities. Put in 100 million bid for Yildiz. Do something. Because for the people who sit beside and just wish that something happened good in their life without putting any effort to it, always stay wanting and nothing happens to them. They grow up to be jealous pricks who always abuse people who actually have put in endless hours of work to create the opportunities for themselves. And that feels like Arsenal right now. So some again, some yellow page stories sort of at the moment. But it might be true, might be, but I don't trust these at the moment. The closer window comes to an end, the less I trust these things. Ironically enough, it should be the other way around, but somehow it's not the case. Richard Garlic PR, exactly. Look at this Garlic dude, small mentality, small dick energy. Prem champions with small mentality moving like newly promoted side. Make it make sense. Berta, I don't know what he's doing. Like, it's been so silent that either he's doing nothing or he's doing a lot. And in the last 2 weeks, it's going to be a thunderstorm of signings and sales. One or the other. There is no in between. Genuinely, there is no in between. Either we're going to do nothing till the end of the window, or at some point, we're going to sell like 3-4 players and we're going to sign 2 out of nowhere. It's going to be one or the other. It's not going to be nothing in between, like sell 2, sign 1. It's going to be all or nothing, so to speak. Yildiz, I believe we should be acting on incoming days. We should be, yeah. Tavolieri said that, definitely, but it's, I don't know. Again, sitting back, watching instead of attacking situation, getting the play. Exactly. Always reactive, not proactive. That is Arsenal in a nutshell. Just like Arsenal under Mikel Arteta during games many times. Reactive, not proactive. Arteta is learning, but too slowly to be proactive, unfortunately. Hopefully, it is changing with years and with time. It changes. Let's just put it that way. Berta needs to show some cojones. Exactly. Put your nuts on the table. In words of Kenny Ken. Put your nuts on the table. Let's just put it that way. Berta needs to be sacked if we don't get an attacker or defender. Wouldn't go that far as well, but he definitely would be in a massive fraud watch, and I would say arguably the window has failed miserably. Even though we have signed Bruno Guimarães, right? And even Tzolis, for example, for at the moment, right? Because he's looking decent after preseason. Overall, if we don't sell enough and we don't sign enough, this window has been another failure. Let's just put it that way. Opportunities only find themselves if the player goes on strike. That's how the market always worked. Until terms are agreed with the player is more than happy staying at the club. The thing is that the terms for Arsenal, especially in our situation, never are a problem. The problem is Arsenal dealing with the other club because we underbid, and I understand negotiations and haggling works that way. But there, it comes to a point where you have to realize that time is ticking, running out. You either act right now or you are left hanging. You need to be active. Just for fun, if you had the power to choose between Yildiz and Kvaratskhelia. How is that even a question? I have no idea, to be honest. Lampard will be pumped if he gets a result against us. Dude, if Lampard gets a result against Arsenal, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be meltdown in the fan base, but definitely there will be some sort of thunderstorm. Definitely in terms of Arsenal. Because instantly people will call for signings in the attack on the spot. Next day, after the game, people will say, if you don't sign striker left winger right now, screw you. Sack everyone instantly. It's gonna be like that if we don't win against Coventry. Saying that, we cannot take them also too lightly. Remember what happened last year with Wolves, home and away? We cannot be too overconfident, especially with the newly promoted sides. We only beat Wolves. Speaking of thunderstorm, I said it and it happened. What the hell? It cannot be like that. There's only one right answer. Exactly. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Yeah. Unfortunately, Arsenal are masters of that. Yeah, he's not going to leave, unfortunately. Arsenal always being slow in markets. Genuinely snail level slow. Always accelerating, always advancing, exploring, and the acceleration is as good as like genuinely Scania 94D truck. By the time you reach 60, freaking hell, you have aged 10 years already. Like, it's actually kind of nuts. I'm very surprised, by the way, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about today, by the way. I'm very surprised about the fact that I read today on social media this quite a bit. Many Arsenal fans, and I mean many, quite a bit, are defending Madueke and are okay with Ethan Nwaneri getting sold. It just blows my mind that they say that Madueke should be staying and Vieri, they are okay with going. It's actually kind of nuts. Like, how they are accepting that with flying colors. This is one of those, if Arteta wants him, I want him type of deal. The newly promoted team spend good bread, yeah, too, as well, yeah. Without shadow, they spend good money. We are, to be honest, also lucky that the first game against Coventry is not at their ground, because that is actually kind of nuts if you think about it. That game would be genuinely ropey to make say the least. And Arsenal have the tendency to make a meal out of these easy fixtures, so to speak. Supporting Arsenal like dying on slope, basically, yeah. It's actually nuts. It is actually insane. Like, there are lots of them, even YouTubers who are making videos about this. Stop people saying that Nwaneri is getting sold because of Madueke. Madueke is better fit than Nwaneri for Arsenal and all this stuff. It's actually insane. They're actually accepting the fact that Nwaneri has no future at the club, but apparently Madueke is the savior for that right wing spot. It is. Definitely is. Bruno Fernandes has a problem reject new contract. That the offer next. Yeah, I read that today, definitely. Fair enough, we won the league, but come on, have your own opinion, not for. Yeah, exactly. Like, somehow people think that since Arteta has won the league and players have won the league, they cannot be subject to criticism. Somehow. They can do no wrong. They're the messiahs, they have all the answers. Right? And everything. Somehow it makes no sense. Nwaneri won't play on the right. Yeah, apparently he does not want to play right wing. This is type of Ainsley Maitland-Niles type of situation. Unfortunately, Nwaneri is walking the path of Maitland-Niles and Emil Smith-Rowe combined. Sadly. Let's just put it that way. Yield is a great player, but no doubt, but nowhere close to. Yeah, exactly. Kvaratskhelia for me is and will be better. Well, at least I get proven otherwise. Let's just put it that way until I get proven otherwise. But yeah, people. On that note, I'm gonna end today's stream. Bless up everyone for being here. Bless up everyone for joining. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Like the stream. Subscribe if you're new. I see you all tomorrow. Hopefully with some positive news. It is Wednesday, and Arsenal tend to do some business on Wednesday. Sometimes, and to be honest, most of the time. So let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen. So people, bless up everyone. Like the stream. Have a nice evening, and see you guys soon. Peace.